Good morning/afternoon, everyone. Today, I want to talk about something that can change your entire life, walking with confidence. Not confidence that depends on how you feel, but confidence that comes from knowing who you are and where you're going. Confidence is a choice, not a feeling. You see, feelings are fickle. They come and go like the weather. But choosing to walk with confidence, that's a decision you can make every single day. Confidence is a choice, not a feeling. It's about deciding to stand firm even when doubt tries to creep in. You know, one of the biggest misconceptions about confidence is that it's something you just feel, like a warm breeze that sweeps over you when everything is going right. But real confidence isn't a mood you wait for or a feeling that magically appears. It's a decision you make every single day. Psychologists tell us that feelings are transient. They come and go like the tides. If confidence depended solely on feelings, then every time fear or doubt shows up, confidence would leave the room. And that's why so many people walk around uncertain, waiting for some perfect moment when they'll feel ready. But what if confidence was less about feelings and more about choice? When you decide to walk with confidence, even when your heart is pounding with anxiety, you're stepping into a deeper truth, that your identity, your worth, isn't tied to your emotions or external approval. Philosophers have talked about this for centuries. True strength is not the absence of fear, but the courage to move forward in spite of it. This is why some of the most successful people aren't the ones who never doubt themselves, but the ones who decide to rise above those doubts and keep going. So here's what I want you to take away. Confidence is not something you stumble upon. It's something you build with intention. It starts with choosing to trust yourself, even when the world tries to tell you otherwise. The moment you make that choice, you stop being a victim of circumstance and start becoming the author of your own story. Remember this, confidence is a commitment, not a coincidence, and when you commit to it, everything changes. You are uniquely designed with purpose. Understanding your worth fuels confidence. Think about this for a moment. You are not an accident. In a world that often tells us we have to fit into molds or measure up to someone else's standard, it's easy to forget that each one of us is uniquely designed. Psychologists and philosophers have long studied what gives life meaning, and one fundamental truth emerges when you understand your purpose. You unlock a wellspring of confidence that no circumstance can shake. Purpose is more than just a lofty idea or a vague goal. It's the deep inner knowing that your existence matters in a way no one else's does. When you realize you were made with intention, your strengths, your experiences, even your struggles, they all form a pattern that no one else can replicate. This isn't about arrogance or pride. It's about recognition. Recognition that your path is your own and that you bring something to this world that nobody else can. Philosophically, this aligns with the idea that each person is a unique expression of life itself. No two fingerprints are alike. No two lives will unfold in the exact same way. When you start believing in this, it changes everything. Suddenly, comparison loses its power. You stop trying to imitate others or shrink yourself to fit in. Instead, you step into the confidence that comes from knowing your worth is intrinsic, rooted in who you are, not what you do or how you're seen. So here's what I want you to remember. Your confidence is built on the foundation of your purpose. The moment you accept that you are uniquely designed, you'll walk differently, you'll speak differently, and you'll live with a boldness that no fear can steal. Your purpose is your power. Own it. Personal development is a lifelong journey. Growth happens step by step, not overnight. Here's a truth that often gets overlooked. Personal development isn't a destination you reach. It's a journey you live every day. In a world obsessed with instant results and quick fixes, it's easy to get frustrated when growth feels slow or invisible. But the reality is, lasting change, real transformation, happens through steady, consistent effort over time. Psychologists call this the growth mindset, the belief that your abilities and intelligence can be developed through dedication and hard work. It's not about being perfect from the start. It's about showing up again and again, ready to learn, to fail, and to try again. Philosophically, this idea reminds us that life itself is a process, an unfolding story rather than a fixed state. You don't arrive fully formed. You evolve, you mature, you deepen. Every challenge you face, every new skill you acquire, every habit you build is a chapter in your personal development story. It's why people who commit to lifelong learning and growth not only achieve more, they also live richer, more fulfilling lives. So don't let impatience or doubt rob you of the joy of becoming. Confidence isn't about already having arrived. It's about trusting the process and valuing the journey. When you walk with this mindset, setbacks don't derail you, they teach you. Progress, no matter how small, becomes a reason to celebrate. And slowly but surely, you're sculpting a stronger, wiser, more resilient version of yourself. Remember this, the journey of personal development never ends, and that's exactly what makes it powerful. Keep moving forward because every step counts. Failure is not the enemy, but a stepping stone. Embrace mistakes as lessons that build character. Let's talk about failure for a moment, because so many of us treat it like a dead end, a sign that we're not good enough or that we should give up. But what if failure isn't the enemy? What if failure is actually one of the most powerful tools you have on your path to confidence and growth? Psychologically, failure triggers discomfort, sure. It challenges our sense of identity and self-worth. But it also forces us to confront our limitations and rethink our approach. Without failure, progress becomes stagnant. It's failure that stretches us, reshapes us, and reveals what we're truly made of. Philosophers and thinkers through history have emphasized this paradox. Strength is born in weakness, and growth often emerges from our struggles. When you start to see failure as a stepping stone rather than a stopping point, you shift your entire mindset. You stop fearing mistakes, and instead, you learn to welcome them as necessary chapters in your story. The greatest innovators, leaders, and creators didn't avoid failure. They leaned into it, learned from it, and used it to propel themselves forward. This isn't just motivational fluff. It's backed by science. Studies show that people who embrace failure as a learning opportunity develop resilience, creativity, and confidence. They don't let setbacks define them. They let setbacks refine them. So when you stumble, don't shrink back in shame or self-doubt. Step forward with the knowledge that each failure is a lesson, a course correction guiding you closer to your purpose. Remember, confidence isn't the absence of failure. It's the courage to continue because of it. When you change how you see failure, you unlock the power to keep moving forward no matter what. Surround yourself with positive influences. Community shapes confidence and inspires progress. You know, we often underestimate how much the people around us shape the way we see ourselves and the confidence we carry. Psychologists have studied this phenomenon extensively. Our social environment profoundly influences our beliefs, habits, and ultimately our sense of worth. When you surround yourself with people who lift you up, who challenge you to grow, and who celebrate your wins, you're creating fertile ground for confidence to take root and flourish. Philosophically, it's about more than just company. It's about community. Humans are wired for connection. We thrive when we feel supported, understood, and inspired. Conversely, toxic environments filled with negativity, doubt, or envy and erode your confidence slowly, almost imperceptibly. They drain your energy and convince you to shrink yourself to fit their limitations. But when you choose your circle wisely, you surround yourself with mirrors that reflect your potential, not your fears. This doesn't mean surrounding yourself only with yes people. Real growth requires honest feedback, sometimes tough love, but always rooted in care and respect. The right people won't just celebrate your highs. They'll help you learn from your lows and remind you of your value when you forget it. So here's what matters. Your environment can either fuel your journey or sabotage it. Choose to invest in relationships that empower you, encourage you, and push you toward your best self. This choice alone can transform your personal development and amplify your confidence. Remember, confidence is contagious, and so is doubt. Walk with those who ignite your fire, because where you go matters as much as how you go. Believe in progress, not perfection. Celebrate small wins and keep moving forward. One of the biggest traps we fall into is waiting for perfection before we feel confident enough to move forward. But here's the hard truth. Perfection is an illusion. Psychologically, perfectionism often paralyzes us because it sets an impossible standard. When you chase perfection, you're not chasing growth, you're chasing a mirage that keeps moving further away. It's like trying to catch your own shadow. Instead, confidence flourishes when you shift your focus to progress. The small, consistent steps forward. Philosophers and thinkers have long emphasized the value of imperfection in the human experience. It's our flaws, our struggles, and our willingness to show up despite them that make us real, relatable, and resilient. Progress means embracing the process, the good days and the bad days, the wins and the setbacks, and recognizing that every step, no matter how small, counts. Think about it this way. A river doesn't become powerful by leaping straight to the ocean. It grows stronger as it flows steadily, carving its path over time. The same is true for your confidence and personal development. When you celebrate progress, you're reinforcing the belief that growth is possible and that you're capable of change. So, let go of the pressure to be perfect. Instead, commit to being persistent. Celebrate the small wins, learn from the stumbles, and keep moving forward. Confidence isn't found in flawless performance. It's found in the courage to keep showing up, imperfect and all. Remember this: progress, not perfection, is the engine that drives lasting confidence. Start where you are and keep going.